Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be sculpting a bust of Alfred Hitchcock, which is a director guy. Okay, for this sculpt, I actually start out with Z-spheres just because I, got bored and want to try something else. But it's just, start out with just a couple Z-spheres, adaptive skin, and then, get a low polygon mesh of it, and then just using the move tool to just get the basic shape and the proportions right. It was actually a lot of fun doing this one. I don't usually have a concept in mind or something to do when I start out with it. I mean, this was just a couple of pictures of them as I used for reference. I definitely think I could have done it better, but it's not bad, I guess. Here I actually do something I've never done before, which is hide all the faces except for some, and then actually do edge loops on it. And what this does is just gives you a lot more geometry in that certain area for you to have a denser portion, so you can sculpt the eyes. I don't really actually use it because I quickly just go to Dynamesh here in a second. But it just, for right now, it just helps with the sculpting out the eye sockets and the cheekbones quickly. Just to give a general, again, proportions and good landmarks to start with. Usually I try to sculpt the cheekbones and stuff as like it was a skull, and then add the muscles and fat on top of it, just because that's the way that I've just always done it. I think I did a Ryan Kingsline book a long time ago, and that's just the way I was taught, or self-taught to do it. I find it helps give you a nice placement for the where everything should go, because I always get the cheekbones wrong. I feel like I always make them too pronounced, or the eyes come out farther than they do, or something like that. So I try to start out with them, give them a good position, and then add the surrounding muscles and eyes, afterward. Here I'm mainly just using the clay builder brush, or clay tubes brush, which is the brush I use for most of this. Sometimes I switch to clay builder brushes because it's faster to build quick, to build up, I guess is why it's called that, but it's faster to build mass really quick in areas. But to get a fine detail, my favorite brush is the clay tubes brush, with just a very low Z intensity and a high roll if you go to the brush modifier. And what that does is when you sculpt with it with a really high subdivision, it won't give you like a stamp effect, or just do a nice flat effect. Here I'm just using the move to brush a lot, just to again separate the lips a little bit. On a sculpt I did, I think from when I upload this, it would be yesterday. Actually starting to, when I do the lips, to actually open it up, make a little like mouth inside there, and then close the lips back. I just feel like it helps a lot more with giving him volume and making him seem realistic, because I feel like at the end of this sculpt it actually just seems like I just kind of carved them in there. They're not actually two separate pieces. So just a lot of move brush with, again, clay tubes. I sometimes like to use the trim dynamic brush just to smooth things out, or give it a nice help with the planes of the face. During this stage of it, I didn't know how far I was going to go, or if I was going to do his whole upper torso, or it's just like his jacket. He is a pretty large guy, so I was thinking of just doing his upper body with no arms, and just sculpt his whole tuxedo he was wearing. But at the end, it doesn't get that close. I just do basically from the 5th rib upward. Looking at it now, I feel that the back of the skull should have been a lot larger. He doesn't really seem like human. Also, his ears are gigantic here. And that, the head being so small may contribute to that. But yeah, like I said in a previous video, currently I'm on spring break, so I'm trying to do, spend all my time really just sculpting faces or sculpting something, you know, trying to do at least like 4 to 8 hours a day at least on ZBrush, which is a lot, but you know, I'd rather do this than go out and drink or whatever. This is my idea of a fun week. He's kind of a, again, he's a large guy, so I had a lot of trouble sculpting the neck because, you know, there's obviously a lot of fat there. It kind of just like slopes into the pit of the neck, which, you know, it was hard to do at first, so I had to look up a lot of reference of fat, large males. And to find good ones, I actually had to do just like before and after weight loss ones because it's hard to find just a picture of a large male without a shirt on. Once I go up subdivision levels like this, actually I think I just dynamesh it again. Then I actually start going there with the a lot more of the clay tube brush to build up form and to build the smaller detail, not just the form. Again, there you saw me doing more trim dynamic to just get a good planes in the forehead and the I guess the temporal part or the sides of the eyes. I'm not sure. This neck gave me a lot of problems. I just kept going back to it, trying to make it look smooth and not make it look like, yeah, smooth but inflated a little bit. There's actually a very large chunk of this video missing. This is because the way I was recording it is messed up. So you'll see that later. I do apologize in advance. It's completely lost. I can't find it anywhere. It's just been corrupted, so I can't find, you know. But I thought I might as well upload what I have in this video. Around here I start getting a lot more to the what I want it to look like. So, you know, once you get here you start feel more confident, so you just need to work slower, you know. At first when you start off you're always like, this looks, you know, awful, but eventually if you just keep working at it, we'll get to a somewhat correct looking version. I don't know. Right here, there you go, is where like I previously stated, the large chunk of the video is missing. So basically everything is built in that section, but when you're at a high subdivision level, here I'm just using the clay tubes is very, very low Z intensity with a round alpha. I also use the inflate tool to give the lips more of a, you know, fleshy feel. It helps with creases and stuff in the face because you can sculpt it in there, but you know, human faces, the wrinkles and stuff are made out of fat and folds folding on top of each other. So if you use the pinch brush, the Damien standard brush, and the inflate brush, you can really, well, I feel like, achieve that sense. On the nose, and I think around now I'm also using a lot more of the trim dynamic brush. I'm really only using those 4 brushes throughout the whole sculpt. I think some people like using the standard brush. I've never once used a standard brush on anything except for like adding pores in the face or using it to add a you know, color the mesh. I've never used it to actually sculpt it. Yeah, I'm just adding some small wrinkles. I don't go overboard with it just because you know, I'm not trying to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just trying to practice really to get better at getting likenesses. So I go for the main creases. They should probably be deeper, but meh. The tie and the collar are actually started out as a sphere. Again, that part's missing, and then just moved it down and Dynameshed it and started sculpting on it. Here you can see when I hide or turn the actual bust opacity down or make it translucent, you can see that it's just one big, you know, mesh sphere, the tie and collar. For this, I'm just using a lot of the trim dynamic brush to get a you know, make it look like it's not organic material, give it a little flat sides, which is important. Usually when I do like armor or something, I would model it in Maya or something and then just bring it over. But for these just quick sculpts, I'm just gonna always try to keep everything in ZBrush. On a previous video, I think it's called the old gentleman, little bean guy, actually made the monocle and the hat and everything in Maya, but yeah, like I said, recently I've been trying to do most of it in ZBrush. Here I was experimenting with adding, going back to my original idea of adding the tuxedo that he was wearing. At the end it just doesn't feel right and I get things messed up, so I just, in the absence of the time, I just kind of say, okay, enough's enough, move on to the next sculpt, you know? Which is it's a big problem for me. Usually I spend way too much time on one thing. But for these I'm just trying to get better, so I'm going to try not to do as much. For the creases, I just, you know, very low intensity gaming standard, or just, sorry, not low intensity, but low draw size. And for the pores there, I just quickly added an extra layer, used the standard brush with a spray brush alpha, and just kind of you know, covered it with it, but then went back to that layer and then lowered the actual effect of the layer, so it's not as pronounced as it otherwise would be. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry again for that massive chunk of the video missing. I will try to prevent that in the future. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just leave a comment down there. And again, thanks for watching.